I am a Christian. They reared me to fear God and to live my life accordingly. I pass that legacy on to my children. We definitely are a family of love and understanding.
Well, I have 3 young boys. I likewise am a Christian. However, I came to faith late in life. That brought me to really reading and understanding a whole variety of world religions. I grew up in Asia, seeing America from the outsider's perspective. I see everything really through kind of a spiritual lens.
I'm a Christian, and I think if you're going to say that you're a Christian, and believe that needs to be the core of who you are. Sometimes I'll look for small businesses who are struggling, but I see they have heart, and God will just lay on me, Keith, you're supposed to help them. Don't worry about money. Help them.
I was raised very strongly that it's important to care for others. My religion, as my husband calls it, is mindfulness. So that sense of awareness and who you are and how you show up and how you're connected to others is really kind of the way I try to see everything now.
My Christian faith is the most important thing in my life. It needs to be about more than me. It needs to be about a purpose bigger than myself. Oh my gosh, we are human beings, and we've already established that we all have a story. We have so much to share with one another and so much to learn from. And this business of being in echo chambers with people who look like us and think like us is not only boring, but I think really limiting to our development as people, not even just intellectually, but in who we are.
It was really in college, I now realize it was an incredibly liberal, progressive environment. And I feel like I hear the conservative criticism of college campuses being biased towards a liberal political stance. And I do feel like that was true of my college. That did definitely shape me in terms of being a Democrat. I feel like I've always just been very concerned about people who are poor and are not, don't have resources and need help. And so I've leaned towards the notion that, government has the economies of scale to be able to pool resources and really help those in need.
For me, at the time when I first registered to vote, I was still living in Chicago area. Democrats were Black, Republicans were white. Don't we agree on some of these same issues? But we have to be divided because of our race. From there, moving to North Carolina, all of a sudden it was election year and our pastor did a forum to inform us which candidates support biblical issues. And from there, I was a Republican ever since, once I read the platform. I just knew as a believer, I had to vote for candidates that support and push my biblical views.
So if you look at the Lincoln Republicans versus the Republican Party now, or you look at the Democrats, what they used to be versus the Democratic Party now, I think they're all going through transitions. And so I actually personally don't align with either party anymore. I actually feel like the system's very broken and the establishments are more about serving the establishments instead of the people now. And so I'm actually very driven and motivated to how do we change the parties and create a different path so that hopefully through common ground, we can find ways that we can make government more effective to serve the needs where we need them. And we can help community and business be more effective in the areas that they're needed as well.
I'm going to break left on you guys for a minute and surprise you. I'm in favor when it comes to social programs and help and things like that. I recognize the need and the place for it. And where I'm going to break left on you is there are times I think we need more help, but we need it more larger, impactful, but more short term.
Mine would be the racial issue on both sides. I always often say, God, can you just flip a switch and make us all colorblind? I bought a certain type of dog and all of a sudden I was white. What does that have to do with the conversation of what type of dog I purchased?
I have to know what type of dog is it?
It's a hound and a terrier mix, I think. And I was like, so was I supposed to get a pit bull? And I could tell you, living in Chicago, I felt my color all the time. But I did not let it affect me. That was that person's issue. I can't make it my own.
Some of us may be racist and may be too quick on the trigger for race, but I think there are also a lot of us who are well-meaning people who are scared to death to utter anything about race. You can't attack a problem if you can't isolate what the problem really is. Some people say, you know who's more racist than people in the South who have black people around the corner is the people in the Midwest, because it's a matter of familiarity. So to them, the black person is nothing but that mugshot on the TV, that criminal on the TV, because there's not one around the corner with whom they have a personal relationship. This issue of familiarity, of a face, of a person I know, can dramatically change my views on something that otherwise is nothing but a stereotype because I have nothing else to draw on mentally.
By making the topic bigger and labeling it, we get stuck in the polarization of it. But when we actually dig down into the specifics of the details, we, I think, can find more common ground in order to do something about it, as long as we're willing to do something about it.
The common thing is that we all want to help others.
We have far, far more in common than we do apart.
And the solution to all of our problems starts from within. If we can each hold that as Americans and do our best to live up to our own potential and the potential of our communities, we can do anything.
And I think the five of us could get around the table and solve all the problems. We can move beyond slander and seek common ground. We did so in no time. I look forward to doing it again.